Friday here in South Korea. Friday at noon. And the weather is a bit wet outside. But I got all of the blinds open so we can get as much light as possible. So today's going to be mostly worship. Today, actually, I'm not as prepared as I'd like to be. Thinking about lots of things. Actually, this morning, Fridays, is I meet with a couple of people online for our weekly meetings, and the first person I met with early in the morning, she lives in Washington State, and the material that we're going over, we're at the part where it talks about Abraham, or Abram, and how God chose him. But it started off talking about how over and over in the Bible we read how God provides, then we sin and God saves us, and then it starts over. God provides, we sin and mess things up, God saves it, and it just over and over. And as we talked about what's happening with the current state of the United States anyway, and then we read that, it was like, oh, well, look at that, here we are again. Okay, what do you think about that?
Distracting.
Huh? Oh, no, what do you think about the cycle of things? Is that true? Have you seen
read
that?
about it in Judges.
Judges. Okay, but I'm talking about in our day-to-day life. Have you seen that?
Yes.
Cycle? Huh? Yes?
Continuous cycle. Get up, do schoolwork, eat dinner, go to bed.
Okay. Yeah, it just goes on and on and on. Actually, I should read to you what exactly it says, because I don't think I really nailed that right. Alright, so I was just tired of talking about this. One of the things is, today's Friday, like you said, Madeline. Yes, you get up every day this week, you do your schoolwork, we eat, what else do you do all day? Sleep, make crafts, because that's your thing that you like to do. Caleb plays video games because that's what he likes to do, and that's your day. Anything else missing?
Schoolwork.
Yes, we said that. So that's your frame of mind right now. That's what's filling up your time. And I just want to encourage you that as you find things to do to fill up your time to get through the day, that you would think about, one day this is all going to be over. I don't know when. For us, we're at the end of our 5th week of online schooling. So here's a thought to think about, especially as we get into a few worship songs together. So if you think about 6 days from now, Caleb and Madeline, 6 days from now, what do you hope to have learned?
From what?
This time that you've been given. So that's a question. This time, right here, right now, like this circumstance that you're in, the state that you're in, this.
You mean being stuck inside our house or doing the Bible study here?
All of it together equals your life, So what do you hope to have learned or gained from this time 6 days from now?
Spring break.
An A in every subject.
Spring break is not within the 6 days.
Oh.
So you're thinking ahead, farther ahead. But right now, day by day, this is our life, day by day, and we're creating our life day by like we're living it right now. Not in the future one day, but right now, day by day, we're living our life. So habits are being created right now. Character is being formed right now through the choices that you make and the things that you're deciding to do. So even if you're saying to yourself, I'm only doing this because I'm in this situation right now. But we don't know how long this right now is going to be. So these moments is building up to who you are. So, Malin, as you fiddle with that, which it used to be something else, and now you found something else to mess with each of these choices and decisions that we make, we're making, these are habits that we are forming. This is us. How you choose to spend your life. And I'd like you to think about being intentional about this time. Are you being intentional with this time? Because one day, this time, this new normal that we have, all are living right now, will probably revert back to the way things were. So what do we want to have learned? Are there any takeaways from this time that we're building right now? 6 days from now, what do you want to have learned? 6 months from now, when likely this is over and we're back to rebuilding, or 6 months from now, you know, we assume you'll be in your next grade level, we'll probably be living in a new country in 6 months from now. So what are we going to take from this time that we have right now? Any lessons? So that's what I've been thinking about. I don't think we're going to get a time like this again. This is like a once in a lifetime pause on a lot of things, or even a examining of our foundation in lots of areas. It's like, what are we running to right now to soothe our woes is a question. 6 years from now, how old will you be? 17, 18 years old. 6 years from now, what will you have? What will this time here, right now, today, help? How will it help you in 6 years from now? You know, I think the choices that we're making right now, as we spend our day-to-day lives, the choices that we're making, the things that we decide to do, the way we spend our time, ultimately, like I said, it makes up our life. So I've tried to be intentional with including some spiritual food in our day. This is our spiritual food, right? We're living on the daily bread of God. Jesus said, "I'm the bread of life." So there's many ways to go to God. There's many ways to receive spiritual nutrition and food, and have that in your life. There's many ways to do it. This is just one way that we're doing it all together. But I think we also need our own time too. So for you who are leaders in your home, like parents, older siblings, you know, what are you doing for yourself to spiritually feed yourself, to go to God on your own? Do you spend time with God on your own, privately, just you and God? That, yeah, good. Because, I mean, that matters. These things that you do, everything that you do keeps you going in a certain direction. So we want to be going in the right direction. Because 600 years from now, where will we be?
Not lying.
Yeah, nobody's going to be alive 600 years from now. So nobody here is going to be alive 600 years from now. But the things that we do, we want them to be, I want the things that I do to be eternally focused. I'm talking about 600 years from now, generations and generations and generations later. What am I setting up for this upcoming generation, who will then set things up for the next generation and the next generation? I want them to learn that in times of crisis, in times of unexpected situations, in times where things are going great and And like we talked about yesterday, like King Nebuchadnezzar, you know, things are great. Life is good. Even in those times, at all times. I hope that I and the next generation, and they will hopefully teach the next generation to the next generation that Jesus Christ is Lord, and that we're looking beyond the day to day, but to eternity. But our day to day choices make up our life, which leads us in a certain direction. So I definitely want to build my life upon the solid rock and foundation of the Lord. So that's my thoughts of today. That I know there's a lot going on around us, but may we fix our eyes upon the Lord, He who saves. And so this first song, what do you think about that as we get ready to sing this first song, Burning in My Soul?
Me?
Yeah, what do you think about that? Eventually you're going to go back to school. It's my hope that when you go back to school and things return back to on normal, that you don't forget everything that we've learned and done and worked on here. You might think it's nothing, but day by day we've been building our family relationship. Day by day you've been staying connected with God, even if it's together, all together, just talking about God. Day by day I'm hoping that we're having conversations that cause you to think about other people and other situations other than just yourselves. So yes, so all of these things day by day are adding up.
I did before that.
Good. Good.
Didn't.
We want to continue that even when things are turned upside down a little bit. That's good. But I do know it's easier to say these things. And you have a protection, Madeline. You have a protection here with your parents. We live in a stable, safe home. You have privileges, Madeline, that a lot of people don't enjoy. And we want to keep in mind those persons too. There's a lot of people that's not doing so well during this time. Being at home together with their family is very stressful because of dysfunctional relationships and just choices that each person makes within the home, or the leaders within the home make, that are not nurturing. They might be more selfish than they need to be, and not protective, not nurturing, not encouraging, not helpful for the ones that are living in there. Not every home runs like this home. And I'm not saying that we do everything right, but what I'm saying is I really want you to be thinking about the fact that there are many people who are living their life right now that are having a really difficult time. Want to keep them in mind and in prayer. And remember when we did
How
our
am I
little
gonna
step?
change that?
Huh?
How am I gonna change their?
How are you going to change their life?
I can't do anything about that.
What can you do about that, Caleb? About other people and helping other people. What can you do? You're only Caleb.
Pray for them. Send money to them.
Okay, pray for them, send money to them. Actually see what they need. See if there's something that you can do to help. Even talking about it now, it can bring awareness to other people that, oh yeah, I didn't even think about them. I didn't think about that. There are things that we can do. I'm not saying that you have to come up with all the answers. What I'm saying is we go to the source, God. He's the one that knows everyone's needs. And I believe that he uses different people to do different things. And your little thing of what you do, because you're spending time with God and God puts on your mind this particular family, or has you thinking about this particular issue, and it causes you to then respond in some way, that because of your time with God together, He's causing you to notice this area or this group of people or this person that he cares about and is working on you to impact their lives in some way. We may never know what influence we have. We may never know. And it's not our job to come up with these great ideas either. It's remember, what's our number one job? As we learned in John 15. John 15. Okay, let's
the
read.
Vine and the
Yeah, the vine.
thorn.
Read John 15, that first section right there. And that's our number one job. That's the only thing that we need to focus on right now. If once you become a Christ follower, you decided, okay, Jesus is the Lord of my life. Now what? What's your ultimate number one job? You know, I mean, of course, there's lots of things in here, but I like to just keep it real simple. What's the number one thing in John 15? What does it say?
What verse?
Like God, he reminds us over and over the same truths over and over because we forget so quickly. So, I'm reminded all the time, and now I have to remind the kids all the time that this is the truth. This is God. This is what he said. May we be a people that soak it in so much that we just know it. We know it. And we hold on to it in when times are tough. So John 15, verse 1 says, I am the true vine. Talking about the Lord, God the Father. He's saying, I am the true vine. I'm sorry. That's Jesus. Jesus is saying, I am the true vine, and my Father, God the Father, is the vine dresser. Or in other words, he's the master gardener. He's the one that has the plan. So Jesus says, I am the true vine, my Father's the vine dresser. Every branch in me that does not bear fruit, he takes away, and every branch that does bear fruit, he prunes that it may bear more fruit. Already you are clean because of the word that I have spoken to you. Abide in me, and I in you. As the branch cannot bear fruit by itself unless it abides in the vine, neither can you unless you abide in me. That's the key right there. Verse 4. Jesus said, abide, which means what? We talked about this already. What does abide mean? When we looked up the original
Stay.
word in the text.
Continue.
Remain.
Yes, all of that. Stay, continue, remain. Jesus says to the disciples as he gets ready to leave them, because he knows what's about to happen. He's about to be crucified and be buried, and he knew that they were going to freak out, but he's saying, hold on, I know that things are going to happen that are unexpected, but I want you to get this key right here. And that's what he's telling them as he's on his way. He's been teaching them this whole time, but over and over again, they're not getting it. Over and over again, he's telling them the truth about what is going to happen. He's preparing them. And he has prepared us too. Here is the time. Now is the time. You need to do the things that God has said to do. He says, verse 4 in 15 of John, abide in me, and I in you. As the branch cannot bear fruit by itself unless it abides in the vine, neither can you unless you abide in me. Verse 5, I am the vine, and you are the branches. Whoever abides in me, and I in him, he is it that bears much fruit. For apart from me, you can do nothing. That is our number one thing that we need to do. All we need to do, and all of this stuff that's going on all around us, everything. I know there's news coming from all over. I know it's not pretty. I know that you're concerned about loved ones and friends, and I know that you guys just want to go back to school. Look, in all of these things, there's only one thing that Jesus is telling them to do, and that's to do what?
Abide in me.
Stick with me, stay with me, continue with me, remain with me, don't go anywhere, stay with me. That is the most important relationship, I think, that we need to cultivate right now. Within ourselves, that means us and God, and then within whoever we're influencing. Like, right, for me, this is my children in my home. I want you guys to know this truth. And instead of just telling you this is what you need to do, we made it a part of our day. We will do this together as a part of the day. Doesn't have to be an hour every day. Doesn't have to be at a set time every day. We don't have to do it this same format every day. That's just what we have done for this time. And all the while, I'm staying connected to the Lord. And it's so easy for me to go my own way. I've done that many times. I'm trying not to do that now. So that means I don't get to tell you what the plans are, because I don't make the plans. I'm trying to follow the Lord. And when we try to follow the Lord and be responsive to what He's doing in the lives of those He's put in and entrusted to us to care for, that might mean things, are not pretty to fit on a calendar and written in ink. That means that we're open and ready for whatever it is that God's going to do. And He is working at this time. We can pray, God, help us to see what you're doing. And that will encourage us to know that God is working in this place. I know He's working. And so that's what I hold on to. I know the truth. I know the whole point for me as I think about this time. Like I said, this is our end of our 5th week of online schooling. We've been going through this a little while. And so what I know is that this time is, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's coming. And when this time comes, I already know what's going to happen. After a while, people are going to forget that this even happened. They're going to forget. I don't want to do that. I want to be building intentionally in an area, and I want this time to have meant something. This time for us, for my family, this time meant building our family relationships. It also meant hopefully continuing to cultivate a relationship with the Lord. And just talking about real things that are happening right now. As we go through them right now, this is what it looks like. Because one day I'm going to be dead. And, I'm not going to be a catalyst to encourage you to go to the Lord. I pray that you would have developed that already. And you are doing that for other people and encouraging other people. That is my hope for you. That it's not just me pushing you, but that you inwardly catch the spark and continue to be on fire for the Lord. And as that thought sinks in, this song is called Burning in My Soul. I sincerely want that Christ followers would be so consumed by their love for the Lord that they just can't help but to share this joy and peace that we have from God the Father with other people. They desperately need to see the light and hope that is in us, given only by the Lord Himself. That's what's important. And it's not like attacking people with words either, which I know I've been talking a lot right now. No, it's through our actions they will know that you are His disciples. That's somewhere in John. It says, they will know you are my disciples if you have love for one another. You don't have to go around saying things. And in fact, in 1 Peter, it talks about wives winning your husband over without a word, right? Same thing with the world. Let the world see your actions, and they will know that the Lord is at work in this place. So, all right, here we go. Burning in my soul. Ready? Caleb, what do you think? You having thoughts over there? You having thoughts?
Right?
Want to share your thoughts? Thank you, Nicole. I'm surprised you can do that while laying down. Let's see if you can keep up. Because I'm going to speed this up. does that mean? What do you think that means, Malin? Waiting.
as one.
Uh-huh.
Waiting for God to return.
Yeah. Well, what does it mean, waiting here as one?
We're all together waiting.
Yeah, right. Are we all together now?
Depends on all. Is all mean.
What do you mean? Caleb, while she's talking about that, look up Luke 6:46 through 49. What does that mean, Malin?
Is us or who?
Yeah, we're all together, but also we are all together united as the universal church. All believers, all together, united by the Holy Spirit, waiting here as one for the Lord Jesus to return just as the way that he left, which is recorded in Acts, right?
Revelation.
No, in Acts. Well, it is in Revelation too, but in Acts, it records the last moment that Jesus was seen by everyone that was there. What was the last view they had of Jesus? Do you guys remember? The people here on earth, what was the last view that we had of Jesus?
When he was ascending.
Huh?
When he was ascending
Ascending, yeah, where?
to heaven.
Right, when he was ascending to heaven. Was this after he died?
Yep.
Right. So, tell me about that, the timeline of that real quick.
He died, he visited lots of people. No, he died. 3 days passed. He rose again. He visited lots of people in I think it was 40-day period. And then when he was around his disciples, he rose up to heaven.
Right. Yes. That's right. And in fact, I'm gonna do this other song first. That I told you to get Luke ready. We're gonna do that later. So, yeah, you're right, Caleb. And in fact, we're gonna celebrate that whole. We're gonna remember and celebrate that soon. What is it called? What do we call it?
Easter.
We call it Good Friday. Right. What happened for Good Friday? Why do we call it Good Friday?
He died.
Oh my
Huh?
goodness.
Oh.
He rose, he died. Oh, well, I guess that's something, again,
He died.
He died and he rose on Easter.
we have
Yeah, I
to,
know.
Then why did you say he...
Because I got confused for a moment.
yeah. So Good Friday is good because, I mean, it wasn't good for the Lord to have to suffer like that for other people. I mean, I guess in a way that wasn't good, except for the fact that he was doing the will of God the Father. And he was obedient even until the end. And nobody forced him to go. He willingly did it because he is at one with God the Father. He and the Father are one. And he loved us. And he knew that that was the only way that we can come back to him. It's just amazing. Like, would I give up myself fully, my life, for someone else? What about if they didn't even care? I don't know. That just thinking about that is amazing, and I know that the Lord cares for you and each person. He did his part. Now it's like, okay, the ball is in your court. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna accept it or not? And just thinking about that, we get to think about that as we as Good Friday comes up, and then 3 days later, Easter happens. He is risen. He is risen indeed. And that's what we get to celebrate soon. It's amazing. It's amazing. I hope we don't miss this time. I hope we don't miss this point. This time right now, we could be focusing on just who is Jesus anyway. Getting to know him. Showing people in our family, let's search the scriptures and see as we lead up to this important time.
Caleb said that's too loud.
Are you guys switching? Caleb. Caleb, can you read that passage in Luke?
Oh no. What was it then? Because my Bible lost it.
So, God is a way maker. Even when we don't know what is happening around us, we can put our trust in the one that does. That's what I
What
think
passage
of
was it?
when I sing that song. I think about how the Lord. I don't need to know the plan. I just need to know the one that does. And the Lord is the way maker. So I trust in him. That's how we can have true peace in a time like this. Is because our hope doesn't reside in our circumstances, which change. They reside, our hope is in the Lord. And the Lord has the plan. I mean, he's the one that created the heavens and the earth. He's the one that created people. And whether you believe that or not, if you know and trust and believe that Jesus Christ is Lord and want him in your life, you acknowledge that he is God, then, just stay with the Lord. Stay with what you know and continue to come to him, and he will continue to give you more and more understanding. Wisdom comes from the Lord. So that's what we can hold on to, especially at a time like this. This song is called Build My Life. I think that'll be the last song that we sing today.
Read the passage.
And this song is talking about being intentional, making our choices that, what are we going to build our life upon? There's a passage that I like to read when thinking about this song. It's found in several of the Gospels, but this particular passage Caleb can read from Luke chapter 6, verse 46 through 49.
Well, why do you call me Lord, Lord, and not do the things which I say? Whomever comes to me and hears my sayings and does them, I will show you whom he is like. He is like a man building a house, who dug deep and laid the foundation on the rock. And when the flood arose, the stream beat vehemently against the house, and could not shake it, for it was founded on the rock. But he who heard and did nothing is like a man who built a house on earth without a foundation, against which the stream beat vehemently, and immediately it fell, and the ruin of that house was great.
What does that passage mean?
Means make your foundation of faith strong.
Or else you will fall.
You can
Trouble
make it strong.
arises.
How do you make your foundation of faith strong?
Listen and abide to what the Lord says.
Keep building upon it.
Read that passage again. It points out two different situations. Are they both in storms?
Mm-hmm.
They're both in storms, but what's the only difference between the both of them?
One of them listened to what the Lord said,
And fell down.
That's the only difference?
and he built his house in a solid foundation.
Yes. Alright, read the whole thing again.
But why do you call me Lord, Lord, and not do the things which I say? Whoever comes to me and hears my sayings and does them, I will show you whom he is like. He is like a man building a house, who dug deep and laid the foundation on the rock. And when the flood arose, the stream beat vehemently against the house and could not shake it, for it was founded on the rock. But he who heard and did nothing is like a man who built a house of earth without a foundation, against which the stream beat vehemently, and immediately it fell, and the ruin of that house was great.
So it emphasizes what again? Two different types of people in that particular passage in Luke. what were the differences between the two different types of people who were given the same situations?
One, it's his foundation on solid rock.
That represented who?
The one who listened
Listened
to
to
what the Lord said.
listened and did it, right? I mean, is that what it said?
Abided by what the Lord said.
Abided by. Okay. Now that passage is also in Matthew. Matthew 7:24-27.
Therefore, whoever hears these sayings of mine and does them, I will liken him to a wise man who built his house on the rock. And the rain descended, the floods came, and the winds blew and beat on the house, and it did not fall, for it was founded on the rock. But everyone who hears these sayings of mine and does not do them will be like a foolish man who built his house on the sand. And the rain descended, the floods came, and the winds blew and beat on the house, and it fell, and great was its fall.
Yes, and who is the rock? It's talking about a rock. Do you know who the rock is?
Jesus.
Yes, but where is that in the Bible? Have that somewhere.
Forgot.
Alright, I want you to look for it while I play this song. Because I don't have that memorized. It's actually in the blog that I did 2 days ago, the letter that had a lot to say, a lot of verses in there. I remember including that, but it talks about how Jesus is that rock in several passages in the Bible, but I don't know where it is right now, but I'm going to sing the song. Caleb, you can continue to look for it too. Where does it say that Jesus is the rock? Here, you want to use this?
I heard him say Peter's the rock.
Peter is the rock on which I will build the church.
Yeah, but I don't remember Jesus is the rock.
Well, keep looking then. How did Peter get his authority to be called the rock?
From the Lord.
So it matters where you build. It matters in whom you place your trust. And this song is simply acknowledging the Lord. There's no one like him. We want to build our life intentionally upon his solid foundation, so that we can weather any storm, any circumstance that comes upon us. Just because you're a Christ follower does not mean that you will not have storms. That is certainly not the case. It just means that you will weather that storm better than others because your foundation is solid. Where Christ is the cornerstone, the ultimate rock. Do you know the thing about cornerstones? What's a cornerstone?
It's a stone that holds up the thing. What is a PS? Because I don't think it's Psalms.
Psalms, Proverbs. But you know what? Christ is the cornerstone, right? The ultimate rock. A cornerstone, if you're an architect, you know that a cornerstone is a big deal. It's the rock in which all the other rocks are placed. And everything goes off of the cornerstone. It's like you need it. It's the centerpiece, I guess. So look that up. Cornerstone. Jesus Christ is the cornerstone, the ultimate rock, I guess you could say.
I found Simon Peter is the rock.
Okay, read that.
And I also say to you that you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of Hades will not prevail against it.
Okay, where is that found?
Matthew 16:18.
Okay, keep reading.
And I will give you the keys of the kingdom of heaven, and whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth will be loosened in heaven.
I got Psalm 31:3. For you are my rock and my fortress, therefore for your name's sake lead me and guide me.
Yeah, yes, that's right. Keep reading though. There are other passages that talk about the rock. You even find the one where it says that Jesus Christ is the stumbling stone, the stumbling block on which people, I guess you could say, got tripped up because of the fact that Jesus was right there before them, and they couldn't accept that. They couldn't believe that he was the one, the Messiah, the one that they had been waiting for all this time. So that's a question really that you have to decide. Is Jesus Christ Messiah, the one, the chosen one that they had been studying and that they were expecting to come, the one that would save them? He came, but there are some people still waiting on the Messiah because they don't believe that Jesus was the one. So you got to look around at everything that's before you. Look at what God has said and preserved. Look at life as we see it now. See what's happening all around you. You gotta look and see and decide. Don't be fooled. So I'm having the kids look up these passages and find them.
Caleb and Madeline.
Huh?
Caleb and Madeline.
Okay. I'm having Caleb and Madeline look up these passages and find, where does it say that Jesus is the rock? We read where it says that Peter is the rock, given authority by Jesus. And where does it say that Christ is the cornerstone?
I can't find it.
Come get this Bible and use the concordance.
I did.
How did you do that when it's been sitting here? Alright, I'm going to sing the song now. Worthy. Worthy of every song we could ever sing. Worthy of all the praise we could ever bring. Worthy of every breath we could ever breathe. We live for you. Jesus, the name above every other name. Jesus, the only one who could ever save. Worthy of every breath we could ever breathe. We live for you. Oh, we live for you. Holy, there is no one like you. There is none beside you. Open up my eyes and wonder and show me who you are and fill me with your heart and lead me in your love to those around me. Worthy, worthy of every song we could ever sing. Worthy of all the praise we could ever bring. Worthy of every breath we could ever sing. We the name above every other name. Jesus, the only one who could ever save. Worthy of every breath we could ever breathe. We live for you. Oh, we live for you. Holy, holy, there is no one like you. There is none beside you. Open up my eyes and wonder. Show me who you are and fill me with your heart and lead me into love that goes around me. I will build my life upon your love. It is a firm foundation. I will put my trust in you alone, and I will not be shaken. I will build my life upon your love. It is a firm foundation. I will put my trust in you alone, and I will not be shaken. I will build my life upon your love. It is a firm foundation. I will put my trust in you alone, and I will not be shaken. Holy, there is no one like you. There is none beside you. Open up my eyes and Lord, show me you are and fill me with your heart and lead me into love that goes around me. I will build my life upon your love. It is a firm foundation. I will put my trust, and I will not be shaken. Build my life upon your love. It is a firm foundation. Did you find it?
Yeah, I found the two verses. Alright, the first one, if I can find it. Alright, is 1 Corinthians 10:4. And all drank from the same spiritual drink, for they drank from the spiritual rock that followed them, and the rock was Christ.
Where was that?
1 Corinthians 10:4.
1 Corinthians 10:4.
Then the other one is Matthew 21:42. Jesus said to them, "Have you ever read in the scriptures, the stone which the builders rejected has become the chief cornerstone? This was the Lord's doing, and it is marvelous in our eyes."
So you can intentionally build your life on. You're already doing it. You're building your life on something. So, what are you building your life on? A diet of video games? I mean, really, how do you spend your time? What are your thoughts thinking of over and over and over? What's in your heart? You're building your life on something. What is it? Because it matters. It matters. It matters what we build our life upon. And you might be saying one thing, but your actions may show another. So we want to be honest, even with ourselves, and seeing, all right, where are we at? Have you ever heard of having yes men? Yes men.
Yes.
Yes.
What is that, Caleb?
People who do things without thinking.
No. Maybe they use a new term these days. Yes men.
Never heard of that.
People who surround you and only tell you good things about you that they think you want to hear. Yes men. Yeah, you're great at that. You're so good. All the good things about you.
People do that to little children.
They don't want to tell you the truth because maybe you wouldn't like that and you'd be upset. And maybe it would even harm your relationship, at least for a little while, right? So, do you want people around you that only tell you things that you want to hear? You don't? Why?
I'd rather hear the truth.
You'd rather hear the truth?
Not just words of transparent kindness.
Is that right?
Yes.
Because today when I was helping you with your math, you were visibly flustered. When I was simply telling you the truth of, hey, Madeline, you asked me for help.
Yeah, it would be better than, oh, you did it perfectly, and... Oh,
yeah, I didn't say that,
you
though.
tried your best, and... Yeah, that...
I didn't say that.
I'm glad you didn't do that.
Oh, you're glad I didn't do that?
Yeah,
because
like
your
if someone
actions
says,
were pretty.
You did that wrong, and they tell me why. Oh, yeah, okay.
We were getting there, but you were already upset. So it's hard to hear the truth.
Not upset, I just hate math.
It's hard to hear the truth. It's hard to be corrected. It's hard to hear things that you don't want to hear. So sometimes we surround ourselves unknowingly. We surround ourselves with people that are just like us, that like all the things that we like and do all the things that we do. But when you read the Word, there are things in here that are difficult to read, that maybe we wish weren't in here, or that we don't want to see as we think about our own selves. Remember, sometimes reading the Bible is like looking into a mirror. If we were to really think about what God is saying about Himself and about His people. So when we notice that we're not building our life in a way that is truly reflective of what He wants for His people, then may we keep coming to Him, abiding in Him, and praying that He would help us to change. We can't do it on our own. We need His help. If it was something we can do on our own, then, well, God wouldn't have came. He wouldn't have gave up his life if we could do it ourselves. We need the Lord. So as I'm doing this here, I'm looking at YouTube, throwing things at each other, right?
Caleb was.
And I saw, you don't have to explain, I saw what was happening. And I thought, well, I cannot make you do anything. Just like other people can't make me do anything. They can present me with the information. They can try and talk to me. They can try and change circumstances in my life that might cause me to, use some self-control. But ultimately, the Lord knows each one of our hearts. He knows what we need individually to really get our attention and to help us to not stay where we're at. Because we are lost without the Lord. Seriously. And we might not even take time to even really think about it had he not put it before ourselves, our own depravity, our own sin, our own brokenness, our own selfishness. The Lord reveals it to us in different ways. So we don't want to stay like that. I don't want to stay like that. So I hope that you're getting some of this, and if you're a parent and you're doing the right things or trying to do the right things with your children and they just like don't seem like they're getting it,
punish them. It worked for me.
No, God is the greatest teacher. He works with us in different ways. And what works for one person certainly doesn't work for every person. But he ultimately knows our heart. So I go to God, please help me with these children. I don't know what they need. I can only do what I can do. But I need you, God, to work on their heart and help them to understand. I know they're limited by their age and their capacity for learning because they are just deficient children.
No. No,
Yeah.
that's what you are.
No, that's what you act like. All right, so they're just immature children.
Nope, I'm highly intelligent.
Is that right?
I'm a
Certainly
capable
your actions
being.
don't show it all the time.
Well, neither
All right,
do yours.
Let's pray though and close out this time. We can all pray something because let me tell you, the numbers, as we already said, for the coronavirus has. I know that we're not done with this. We're not at the beginning of this, but other people, other countries certainly are. And we just want to encourage. In fact, if you could, I'll pray, but before I pray, you two can just share very briefly.
You pray.
No,
I'll pray after you pray.
Okay, you can also pray after me. But what I want to know, because people have been asking me this, the people that I've been talking to from the States have been asking, first of all, they ask, how long have we been going through this? Because they're maybe
Through what?
This.
Oh.
And I say, well, this is the end of our 5th week of online schooling. Well, we answered that already.
Mm-hmm.
But that gives, and I told them we have a projected going back to school date right now. They're working towards, that's April the 13th. So then they wanted to know, well, how long will that have made this whole time of isolation and self-quarantine? How long will that be? So that's like 7 to 8 weeks of this. So 7 to 8 weeks, 7 to 8 weeks in total once we get to April 13th. So
which we probably won't be going to school.
I don't know. I think we will. But who knows, right? But that's what we're looking at right now. There is hope. And I want you to share a couple of things that if you have friends that are in the States, which I know you guys don't keep in touch with a lot of people back in the States, even though they think about you.
How do you know?
Because they tell. So, question. Is there hope? Can they have hope, really, about this whole situation? Because they're at the beginning. We're not at the beginning anymore. We've been through a lot of things. what things do you think have contributed to this time that we're in now, which is a season of, kind of like we're not
Imminent threat of death. Maybe not that. Just the threat of getting sick.
Huh?
Never mind.
Do you guys feel concerned here, living here?
About
No.
living here?
No, Caleb. Why not?
I never felt concerned.
Okay, why is that? You don't know?
Well,
Are you saying that you never heard the news reports and heard all of these things that were happening here, and you heard them, but you weren't concerned?
Mm-hmm.
How can someone else be like you? How do
I
you
don't
think
know.
you got there?
Possibly because I've never gotten sick. Really.
You've never gotten sick before, so you don't know what to expect. Is that what you're saying?
you have been sick before.
Not bad.
Okay, so
I think South Korea is taking very good measures of trying to quarantine everybody who's had the coronavirus or who's in touch with a coronavirus person, and they've done a good job of containing the virus, but some other places haven't done that, so kind of suffering because of those non-existent decisions.
okay. Okay. All right. Well, my answer to that question is, I limit the amount of news that I watch. If I see that it's affecting me greatly, then I will limit either when I watch it or how much I watch or which channels I watch. Because depending on this, one thing I know, there were several articles when this first blew up here in Daegu that talked about Daegu being a ghost town. It even included pictures and things and saying like this place was desolate, and it wasn't. Maybe certain places that were busy, like the market, which would normally be packed full of people. It wasn't, but that's the market, though. Of course, it was closed, and so it's just interesting seeing the different news reports that came out and their spin and twists on things. So that's one thing that I've learned from this is just noticing where you get your news from and what angle they're looking at things. And then also just seeing the news, but not being immersed in that. Like, I mean, I know we live here in the hot center of Daegu. We have friends. I have friends who are teachers who live in the middle. Like, they're not sheltered by the military and what the precautions that they have taken, and yet they live here. And yet they are surviving and thriving through community networks, online, sending each other messages and verses and scriptures and sermons, and just staying connected with other people in the ways that they can through social media and messaging and video chat and all of those things. Definitely using those things. What has helped me is staying consistent with a schedule. That has helped the kids, I think, too, have like an idea of how their day is going to go. And then also making time to just notice the atmosphere, what's going on. And if things are too heavy, people too frustrated, just tension is too high, then we will either everyone kind of does what they would like to do, whatever, I've been watercolor, trying to. cooking different things. That's just something that I'm doing, but they have their own thing. Either they'll do that, we'll take time to do that, or we'll also alternate that with taking turns as a family to choose what the family activity is going to be, because we're in this together also as a family. So we're not separately living lives under the same roof. We're intentionally doing things together. We're eating meals together as much as we can. And these are the things that we have done throughout this time. And I'm sure you'll find the rhythms that work best for you too, as you go along with your family during this time. Because this season is not going to be forever. It will end. So, all right. So, Caleb, go ahead and pray for this time as we close this time and this week of serving the community by sharing some of our Bible time with them.
Dear Lord, I thank you for
Caleb,
this.
what are you doing? What are you doing? You're praying? Okay. I know you're just talking to, I don't know, anybody.
Dear Lord, I thank you for this day. I pray for the people in the U.S. that they will adhere to the rules set in place by each of the states, and that the hospital around the place will be able to contain the people and help them stay alive. I pray for everyone around here that we will be able to go to school soon, and that the cases will drop to near zero. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Caleb.